like I got into Hollywood to tell stories. That's what I wanted to do and tell jokes.
Yes.
Just make people laugh and come up with, I love world building. It's my favorite thing. I love like 5 minutes in the future. I love period pieces and going back. I like letting characters come alive and then reveal themselves to me. Like you were saying, it's like, all right, well, what would this person do? In this instance, they have their own, they kind of like take on a life of their own.
Absolutely. We often said when we were writing Father Ted on the second and third series, it was like turning on a tape recorder. And just listening to them talk. It came so easily. And the reason series 2 and 3 were easier was because we now knew who the actors were. So we were writing for them. So it was even, it was just a lovely experience, writing.
How did you come up with that idea and develop it? And
of Father Ted?
Yeah.
Well, I should explain to people who haven't seen it because most in America won't have. But it's about 3 priests who live on a remote island because they've been put there because they've committed crimes elsewhere. And the Catholic Church at that time, they used to move priests on. So our 3 priests were so bad that they ended up in this tiny island called Craggy Island. It was based on, there's 2 islands next to each other in Ireland called the Blasket Islands and what's the other one? The Aran Islands. And we just called them Craggy Island and and Barren Island. It was world building. We had this, for instance, like we knew there was a bunch of jokes about how remote and desolate the place was. We used to have all these lines and we'd come up with stuff like there was no north side to the island because it floated away at some point. So there was only a west, east and south. And we just kept having these ideas. It was like, it just luckily happened to be a really good kind of basket for all sorts of different ideas about culture and religion and I guess the kind of men together, because there was 3 men together in the thing. And we were able to write about the Catholic Church's attitude towards women in the form of the housekeeper who was just endlessly enslaved by them and had to do every single job in the house. I was delighted to do it, we kind of came up quickly with 6 ideas for the first series because there's no writing teams in the US. Our seasons are really short. It just took off. It was one of those ones that hit the ground running. We'd done a previous show and we hadn't been involved in the filming. We hadn't involved ourselves in the filming. We thought, no, that's what they do. We sit and we see the finished product. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Right.
And we saw it and it wasn't very good. It wasn't entirely their fault. I mean, we wrote every episode 10 minutes too long. The show was called Paris. It was about artists on the West Bank in Paris in the 20s. So it had lots of jokes like all these artists in the South. Is it the South Bank? Talking about. There's one bit where they talk about films and they go, "Oh, do you remember because it was set in the 20s? Says, do you remember they did the films used to be great. They're not so good anymore. Do you remember train pulling into stations or people coming out of factory? No, that's a real movie." So we had jokes like that, but
that's great.
But we didn't watch it. We didn't oversee it, and as a result, the whole tone of it was wrong. Everything was wrong, and it was just kind of an embarrassment, And we thought our career was over, But luckily, the second idea, I just insisted on being there all the time. I was always looking at the monitor. Every single frame had to be exactly as we wrote it. We drove the director insane until I started directing myself. But yeah, I think when it comes to TV, unless you're working with the caliber of some of the people you see, like let's say the people who did that show. Did you ever see The Leftovers?
Yes.
Amazing show.
Yes.
But every director, incredible.
Yeah.
Just nailed it, or True Detective season 1. If you're in the hands
He's here.
Huh?
He's here.
Who's here?
The guy who wrote True Detective. He's in Austin.
Phetasy?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
Nick Pizzolatto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's his name. Do you know what I'm getting? Why I said Phetasy? Because it's well known that he took a lot of the speeches in True Detective from a horror writer called Thomas Ligotti. So I always get their names confused. I always merge their names.
Nick is a genius.
Oh, sure.
He wrote that whole first season alone.
It's one of the most extraordinary pieces of television I've ever seen.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing that's slightly...
Next time you're in town, we'll get together.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, he's great. He's a genius.
Yeah. The only thing I slightly was disappointed by was that it wasn't a Lovecraft type, cosmic horror story. I really thought they were going there, and they didn't in the end, because they couldn't really, because it's in the end it's a detective show.
Yeah.
But holy shit, I thought it was so exciting seeing this promise of something almost supernatural building up every week.
Yeah.
I thought that the feeling of dread was incredible.
Yeah. He's you guys would get along, I think, pretty well.
But he's,
special one.
you've got Matthew McConaughey, you've got Woody Harrelson. They're not going to be put in the hands of a director who doesn't know what they're doing. So each director comes in and is as good as they are actors.
Yeah.
It's not like in the UK, comedy directors have never really been great. If you're a great comedy director, then you just become Edgar Wright. You make films.
So does Ricky Gervais direct all his own stuff?
I'm not sure, but I think he's very involved.
He's hands-on.
Yeah.
And who did Fleabag? She directs, right?
I'm not sure. Sorry, I don't know. I can't remember.
What's her name? Phoebe.
Yes. Who ended up in an Indiana Jones movie. That still blows me away.
Okay.
Why did they think Fleabag, this story of a sexually promiscuous woman who's trying to seduce, she'd be great in Indiana Jones.
She's like, give me the money.
That is strange.
That is funny.